green, in fact. That's very trippy. I thought I would, as we wait for the live to get live and everybody get live, instead of one of those like boring professional backgrounds with the countdowns and the graphics, it's so boring. I thought I'd show you my son's little garbage truck. Wait for the live to get live and there we go. I'll still show you the garbage truck because it's really cool. Look at that. It's even cooler with the green screen. And I think it has 4 sounds, right? Mind you, it's actually a recycling truck. I think we've done all the sounds. Okay. But it's his favorite. He got it when he was 2, and even this morning it was still a favorite. So thank you for joining me. Today we're going to discuss such an important topic. Today is day 17 for Live with Life Satisfaction, and I'm your host, Viv, your deep life satisfaction and happiness strategist for you busy entrepreneurial moms and dads and success-minded individuals, okay? Helping you win not just in business, but at home where it counts, right? So you can wake up with vibrant passion, live with purpose, and sleep with peace, right? Okay, so today's topic actually relates to yesterday's topic, in fact, because yesterday we talked about rediscovering your purpose after success, and I introduced a deep dive alignment tool, which involved kind of figuring out what you want. And then I realized that while that tool is really helpful, and if you didn't watch it, go back to yesterday's and watch it, I know that there's people who struggle with not knowing what they want, right? And we're going to talk a lot about that today. And so today's topic is called How to Know What You Want and Get Your Best Results, because the tool I'm going to teach you today is super simple and it allows you to do both. Get the best results in business, get the best results at home, in your marriage, or in your relationship, or with your kids, or with your employees, or with those people in the grocery store that don't deserve you getting mad at them. Hopefully you're not doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so yeah, so we'll dive in. So I'm going to share a little story about that. Actually, before I share that little story, no, I'm going to share the story first. So I'm going to share a story about that relates to this. So I have a client, I had a client, and he struggled with, well, I'm not talking about all the things he struggled with, but I'm going to tell you a story. What happened. So he struggled with some relationship issues, okay? But he actually had a fight with his significant other, which, happens from time to time. And after the fight, he went to work, and, sometimes you're not in the best state directly after a fight. And he decided to engage with an employee that he needed to speak with anyways about their performance. Now, it's not that their employee was doing like a really crappy job, but they wanted some changes. They want some changes in the performance, and they also wanted to make some more demands on the employee, right? So he went in this like really angry state, which he had carried over from the morning kerfuffle with his wife. And let's just say that the meeting didn't go too well. I mean, it's his employee, so the employee kind of had to take it, right? But then by the afternoon, he got a letter of resignation. So the employee actually quit, right? And this was someone who had been working there quite some time, and they had a pretty good relationship, and it was a valued employee, right? So my client felt pretty upset about this, right? And this can happen, okay? Because relationships are delicate. We need to manage them. And we want to keep valued people in our lives feeling valued, right? And that not just at work, but especially at home, right? So when you're in a crappy state, it's kind of not the best idea to engage with people, especially about different issues. It's better to get in a good state. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And how does this relate to how to know what you want? So in yesterday's exercise, we did, like I said, the deep dive alignment tool. And the first step of that was asking yourself, okay, what do you really want? What do I really want? And here's where some people might get in trouble, where they're like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. And the problem is that when you're asking from a crappy state, you're going to get crappy answers, right? And I don't know. I mean, it could be a crappy answer, or you could just be like, I don't know. But you're not in the best state. I promise you. If you don't know, you're not in the best state, okay? So the trick is to get into your best state, okay? So Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. He calls it peak state. He's a master of it, and it's fantastic. But there really is, it's really simple, but there's a few tricks of how do you actually do this, right? And I actually do this all the time because, you know, I gotta work with clients. I gotta go live with you guys every single day. And while I do have a very fulfilling, rich, amazing life, you know, kerfuffles happen, right? You know, sometimes an employee comes to me with a situation, right before a live, or sometimes my son has had an explosive morning, or, you know, an accident in the bed or whatever. And, you know, and sometimes my husband might be even having a meltdown. It's not easy to necessarily manage a business and a family at the same time. So we can have a lot of, you know, situations happen, right? And it's how we deal with those situations, especially when you need to interact with someone else, or you need to perform in your business or at home in a relationship as well. This is important, is what state do you come with? What state do you bring and enter, right? With. So to those situations and those challenges that you need to meet. And the answer is the best possible state you can have, right? Do not go and perform with a crappy state. Do not go and have a conversation with your partner in the most crappy state, unless you're looking for support. But okay, that's a whole other conversation. We need to be careful with that one, right? If you want good results, if you're looking for a result, a specific result, whether it's personal or work-wise, right? You need to think about what that result you want is, and you need to go in with that great state. And if you don't know what you want, then this is really important. You need to get in that good state and ask yourself the question of, what do I want? When you are in the peak, I'm not going to swear, state, okay? The peak state, okay? So how do you get into this peak state? Well, you can observe, right? Observe. So this is, the key is, a lot of it is physiology. There's physiology and there's focus. But physiology is actually the easiest, although I think for us humans, sometimes it can feel a little bit silly. So, you know, like if you put on some really great music and start dancing, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to do that. That feels silly. Maybe there's people around or whatever, right? However, I'm going to tell you that physiology is the quickest hack, okay? So even my meditation teacher, or one of my meditation teachers, this is like 20 years back, taught me that, you know, even if you're feeling down, just smile. Practice smiling every day. I'll smile every day. I'm like, that's kind of disingenuous. But it's true that if you smile, if you just like, you know, fake it till you make it, it actually triggers the chemicals of happiness and feeling better, right? So we can change how we feel internally by changing our external physiology. So if you make the physiology of someone who has self-doubt, someone who's depressed, someone who feels down, dragging your feet, looking on the ground all the time, you're gonna feel pretty crappy, even if you didn't before. Conversely, if you feel crappy and you have that physiology, you know, the power pose, if you haven't seen that, watch that TED Talk, it's really good. So the power pose, I don't know if you can see me, I have to back up a little. It's like this, putting your hands on your hips. You stand like this is a confident position. You stand like this for 2 minutes, and the science says your levels of testosterone, even if you're a woman, it's a good thing, go up, and so does your confidence, right? And this is like a physiological trick just to get your confidence up, right? So what is your peak best state? So think of this as not just something, okay, I'm going to fix right now. If you can fix it right now, great, fix it. Okay. But think of this as a challenge. I am challenging you, okay, to figure out how to get into your peak state. And one of the ways is to observe, okay, when you are happy, when you are excited, when you're in the zone, when you've just performed, whether it's work-wise, like I said, or whether it's at home with your partner, or with your kid and you've just done a great job and you're like, oh, this feels good. What's your physiology? Which part of your body relaxes? What's your posture like? How are you breathing? Okay. So observe that and start to take note of the patterns, okay? The patterns of your physiology when you feel good so that you can reproduce them. Another hack is actually if you're just alone, you can think about memories of when you felt really great or something that you really love, like create a future memory, right? And as you go into these positive visualizations or these beautiful memories, start to notice the physiology. How is your body changing? And how can you accentuate that, right? We talk about in hypnosis and LMP, when you have an image, right, of something and you make it bigger, brighter, more colorful, you add more sensations. This really adds a lot of power and effect to the result that you're looking for, by the way. It's not just for fun, for fluff, it's for results, okay? And if you can change yourself into this, get yourself into this peak state, like it is a super weapon. I have had personal hurricanes happen in the household 5 minutes before live, and what do? I just, boom, I get myself into that peak state and I remember why I'm here to help you, why I want to help you, okay? And what my mission is in life, and it's not always going to be, okay, my profound mission, but it's always what's your purpose, right? So with your thinking back to the result of like, if you're going into a discussion with an employee or your husband or wife or a significant other or your child, right? What result do I want? Why do I want this result? And then get into the state that is most conducive to getting the best result. And it is always your best state. You are at your best when you're in your best state, okay? You are at your best when you're in your best state. So you can create, as I said, you can study the patterns of your physiology to get clues as to how to recreate it. You can also go into memories, okay, to get clues on how to recreate it. You can build on this. You can find music that you love. If you can't play it, then play it in your head, okay? Like, and dance a little, move your body. You have to move your body, right? At least if that's just power pose, standing up, shoulders straight, postures, right? Like even if you're sitting, sit at the edge of your seat, get that posture, think that positive thing, change your breath. You can do the breath technique. Don't remember what, I think, was it the first or second day? I can't remember right now. But I taught a breath technique, which you can do in 3-4 minutes to really change that physiology, okay? And as a bonus, you can also change your focus, right? Focusing on what you want. And like I said, if you don't know what you want, get into that peak state and then ask your brilliant mind from this state, from this powerful state, and doing just the power pose alone, if you're really struggling for 2 minutes, from this power state, what do I want? What do I really want in life, in this moment, or the result with this person or this situation? What is it that I really want from that peak state? And this is going to get you the best results that you can achieve in life, for yourself, in your business, at home, whatever, okay? And it's also how you're going to figure out what you want, if you don't know, by asking yourself these quality questions when you go into a peak state, okay? So I know this might sound oversimplistic, and it's not going to work if you don't do it. So, sometimes you have to hear these things quite a few times and actually try them and really change that physiology. But I promise, if you do it and you practice and you keep practicing and you don't give up until it works, right? It will work. It totally works. Okay. And I'm living proof. I'm truly happy right now. I'm truly happy and I'm truly here for you and I'm thrilled. Okay. And I didn't get here by accident. I chose it. Okay. And you can too. So thank you for being here. If you want that deep dive alignment tool from yesterday, like I said this yesterday, but I'm going to say today, drop it in the comments. Just write deep dive and I will get it to you. Okay. I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments as always, so please. And if you got value out of today's session, show some love, like, share, subscribe, follow, and hit that bell. Just hit it, ding, 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 ding. My son loves to hit bells. Hit that bell and you'll get notified. And I will see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. The weekend, no, but tomorrow I'll see you again, okay? So take good care and remember, wake with vibrant passion, live with purpose, and sleep with peace.